Hey, it's Remy. You may know me from the Bahama Llama Coral YouTube channel. Today and tomorrow, I'm on special assignment at ReefStock Denver 2023. Let's go inside and check it out. I'm here with Sean from Fritz. You know him. He's always traveling around the country to all the reef shows. And of course, you've got a blossoming YouTube channel right now.
We're working on it. It's hard work. You guys do hard work on YouTube. Yes.
I've used Fritz salt for years. I mean, ever since I got into the hobby, it mixes well. It's affordable. It's consistent. And I know that's not all you guys have. I mean, you guys have a ton of other products.
We do. Yeah, I mean, salt is one of the things I really led with first, because when I got in with Fritz, I saw it as a product that really I could work with and talk to people like you, talk to people, to other consumers, to really refine the mix. And you know, in the beginning, it's not the same product as it was today, because I got constant feedback from everyone in the industry. So to continue to refine our process at Fritz, which is what I love about working with Fritz, and to be able to talk to the community is I get that constant feedback from dealers, from end users, hobbyists, and I'm able to actually go and make an impact on what we produce as a brand, which is like kind of toyland for me. So, we do so much more than salt. We do bacteria, TurboStart, which is a lot of people trust that product, so I'm sure a lot of people know about that already. Slime Out, which is it's a cyanobacteria.
Oh, that's awesome.
And this is something that we've dealt with for years. We actually have a product that's so similar to it in Marison, because it's erythromycin, right? It's erythromycin base, and this product, it goes after cyanobacteria. It's not an algicide, because cyanobacteria is not algae. It's
not algae.
It's bacteria. And so, and then we have Bug Out. This brand, Bug Out, was started by, Scott Crow, right? And they developed this line called Maxout, right? Yeah. And that was like for us, by us, right? And so I was like super jealous of Scott, and I'm like, Scott, I've got to buy this from you as Fritz, and he sold it to me, and he created this Bug Out, and this works better than Coral RX from their opinion. We created a snap pack to where if you're just doing like a gallon, you just pop this and it pours right out the bottom like that.
That's cool.
So these are right by the register. This is your bulk pack. There's the rest of the Maxout line, which I don't think enough people know about.
I love this.
And
I love this so much. And the Fuzz Out is nice if you got algae issues.
They got Product of the Year in the UK.
It's fantastic.
And so
you just throw that in your sump, high flow area, whatever. You can put it in a reactor if you want.
Now I wanted to start focusing on that this year, letting people know about Maxout, letting people know about Bug Out and Slime Out, and even Coral Max, the only one that doesn't say out at the end, right? And that's why I can't remember.
You don't want to say Coral Out.
Coral Max Out. Well, Coral Out. I don't think it would sell well, but this is a great product as well. Chris Kaz, who was working on that, really was wanting to focus on kind of the spirulina content and a few other ingredients that they felt differentiate their product. Definitely try that as well. You might find some good or similar results to our products as well.
You guys have so many different products now. I want to ask, before I let you go, what does ReefStock mean to you?
ReefStock means so much to me because that's my good friend Jake, right? And actually ReefStock goes way back with me because it was the very first big aquarium event I'd ever gone to. And he personally met me here when I got here, got me off the shuttle. He helped me unpack my booth and set things up. Said, what are you gonna do for the rest of the day? And he has a show to operate. And he sent me over into Golden. I went to look at some dinosaur tracks, went to the Coors Brewery, and he made sure I had a great time. And from that moment there, me and Jake talked probably every other week or so. Since he recently passed, I think it's super important that people keep that brand that he built alive because he didn't build it for his personal self-gain. He built it for the industry. And I hope that with Raj owning that platform now, that he continues to carry that platform forward to keep the hobby going in a positive direction and giving back to our community.
Yeah,
so
very much.
That's what it means to me.
Definitely miss Jake, that's for sure. Well, Sean, thank
and I hope
so
you
much.
can help him do that. I told Raj he's got to go out and get you. And so Raj, if you're watching this, you have to get Remy.
I'm on special assignment. I don't know what he's talking about.
Gotta go get him. Gotta go get him.
Thank you, Sean. Appreciate it.
Thanks.
I'm here with Steve with ICP Analysis. Tell us about what ICP Analysis does when you send in a water sample from your tank.
Okay. Well, when a customer sends in a water sample, we have a $200,000 ICP mass spec instrument. We're going to measure 55 elements down into the parts per trillion range. So if you're looking to be testing your trace elements for coloring and all that, ICP mass spec is the only way you're going to get it. And we're going to get it to you reliably and test. If you want 1 or 2 parts per billion, we can tell it to you reliably on your trace elements. One of the biggest things that we've seen is we're seeing contamination coming through your RODIs. And when you have your RODI unit, your TDS meter and the color changing resin, we think it's all good as long as it says 0 or 1.
Yeah.
But your TDS meter is giving you an idea about in parts per million. But all the toxins for our corals are in the low parts per billion. So when you've got stuff that like arsenic at 20 parts per billion that will be in our drinking water is going to kill your coral. Lead, nickel, copper, all that stuff in 50 parts per billion or less can kill our corals. And it slips through. And the only way to get a reliable test is through ICP mass spec. So if you have bad water and you don't even know it, you're just constantly adding toxins and you're chasing, going, where's my problem? Where's my problem? Where's this stuff coming from? And you wouldn't even know because you think your water's good.
So what are the price points on the products that you guys offer? I know you said something about an introductory kit that you guys have.
Yeah, we actually have what we call our starter kit. It does the top 13 macro elements, trace elements, and some of the toxins. The main ones that the average person is going to be looking for. And that retails for $15. Then we have our full-blown 55 element test kit that for freshwater testing, which is $25. And then for saltwater, it's $30. And the freshwater and saltwater full-blown 55 element test, they also have the free return shipping in it. And then like with the starter kit, well, it might start off with 13. Say you want more after you get it in. With an in-app purchase, you can actually unlock the rest of the elements because we run the test for all of it regardless.
Steve, thank you so much. I
Thank
appreciate you. Are you enjoying ReefStock?
ReefStock is great.
Yes, yes. We're going to get on with the next booth, but thank you so much, Steve. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
I'm here with Brendan from Kessel Lighting, and we're here with some pretty awesome lights. Can you kind of take us through this beast and then also this guy too? Because this is both. Are these new for you guys?
Yeah,
newer.
Newer. Yes. So ultimately, the thing that it comes back to is our strength in putting a bunch of LEDs really, really, really close together and then pumping a bunch of power through them. So this one has about 100 LEDs packed into the size of a little under a quarter, and so we can run about 200 watts through there. And when you have such a good, tight point source of light to start, you can then manipulate it so you can add different reflectors and you can throw the light really far or really deep into tanks, or mount them pretty high up across the tank. Then we took it and multiplied it by 4 to get to this one. So this one is 800 watts, and it's got 4 of the arrays in there. And so the 4 arrays in there all work together to give us that spectrum, that color that really Kessels are known for. Public aquariums, large places where they're keeping palm trees alive indoors, things like that.
Gotcha. So this I feel like I could see in a consumer, like a hobbyist home, right?
Yeah.
So these run kind of on a track, and if you don't like the lights right over your tank, right, this is kind of the solution for that.
Yeah. So these ones definitely have use in like a consumer hobbyist level home. Or some of the smaller places of like public aquariums as well. So you can mount them on a track, or you can just mount them via like a clamp mount like this, And what that'll let you do is, you give a little bit more flexibility with how you choose to mount it. So this is the track system. Now, the track system, right now we've got it clamped to a pipe grid because we can't mount to the ceiling here, they won't let us. But in your home, what you would do is this would get mounted up into the ceiling, and so now you don't have 10 different cables to run with, you don't have things in the way over the top of the tank. It gives you a really clean way to operate the fixtures and mount the fixtures without having to really end up with the wires and the rat's nest of cables and everything like that. This really kind of highlights the lineup, if you will, of the Kessel, what we call the X series lights. So there's the 360X, it's 90 watts. That one's kind of like a Swiss Army knife. May not be the absolute best at anything, but it's going to be really, really effective, really, really useful for a lot of different situations. You can run one of them on a BioCube 29. We've got, Coral importers running 30 of them on 1,300 gallon systems. The next one over is the 500X. It's double the power. Really good for deep tanks, tall tanks, very, very high light demanding tanks. I just saw a video the other day of Cali Kid corals with 12 of them over a really high light SPS tank.
That's cool.
It looks really, really cool how they've done it. And then as you mentioned, the AP9X, definitely more of like a flagship. They're designed to push light in a rectangle. So it's the 2 arrays over 180 watts. And those reflectors are actually slightly oval and angled outwards to push light in a rectangle. So the lights play together really well to give you a nice even blanket of coverage without having to compromise, a dark spot here or whatnot. So you can mount it on a single arm. It ends up giving you that nice clean look for about a 4 foot by 2 foot coverage left to right.
So out of all of the lights that you guys sell, which one is the most popular?
Most popular is going to be the AP9X. Either the AP9X or the A360X. It just depends on what your use is.
Gotcha. Well, you guys are always innovating, and thank you for taking me through all your lights.
Yeah,
Appreciate
absolutely.
It. Thank you. Enjoy ReefStock.
We will. Always do.
All right, we're here at the Reef Nutrition table with the Copa God himself. Chad, how you doing?
I'm doing great.
Good to see you.
Yeah, good to see you
Welcome
too.
back to ReefStock. What about this show do you like?
Well, the location is pretty cool. Coming to Denver is always fun. There's a lot of variety here, and if you like to ski, of course, there's mountains. And we went to the Butterfly Pavilion yesterday, and that place was amazing. The things they're doing with insects, and they're part of the Florida Reef Track Restoration Program, so they have some really cool Caribbean corals there. And then, of course, this event has been going on for many, many years. Jake Adams started this event, and we have been at every single show since it began. So we really love supporting this one.
Yeah.
It draws a really good crowd, and we get a lot of industry professionals that come to this event. So
very cool. Yeah. I mean, as far as products go, you guys have a wide range, but you've got a new product out here, the pack pods. Can you tell me about that?
Yeah. So the pack pods, that's this bottle right here. It's a copepod concentrate. So these animals are harvested in the Alaska fisheries area, and we buy them frozen, so they're pathogen free. They're flash frozen on board the boat, and we bring them in. And what we do is we're currently selling these into the shrimp industry, and it makes a good food source for broodstock shrimp because they like to feed broodstock shrimp Artemia, brine shrimp. And copepods are just a better food source for these. It's a more natural food source for them. And so what we thought was, well, let's make it available in liquid suspension like all of our other feeds, easy to use, highly concentrated, and let's see what people do with it. And so a lot of non-photosynthetic coral keepers are really liking this. It's a very small copepod, very good for small polyp, gorgonians and things like that.
Yeah.
And it's also great for wild-caught fish that are really finicky, like mandarin dragonets. So we're hearing from stores and distributors that they're getting these animals, mandarin dragonets, to eat within 24 to 48 hours upon arrival. And this is something that's not alive, so that's pretty good, for an animal that is known to eat, selectively eat live things. And so it's a great tool for people to, add more nutrition to that animal's diet.
Yeah.
And it's something way easier to use, and it lasts a long time. All of our products are refrigerated, and the pack pods is good for at least 4 to 6 months.
That's
refrigerated.
Awesome. That's great. And another product that you guys have here, the Apex pods.
Right, so Apex pods are one of our newer live copepod species. The species is Apocyclops panamensis. They are native to the equator, subtropical zones, all throughout the Caribbean, Gulf of Mexico. They're found in the Everglades, in the Carolinas, all the way down to Brazil. Very wide-ranging animal, very hardy. We can grow them on dead algae, on non-viable algae, which is fantastic. We really like doing something like working with an animal that's that hardy and that easy to raise. And we've been raising them for about 5-6 years now, and we've gone through at least 100 generations. So we fully domesticated this species onto non-viable algae and aquaculture setting. So it's a very unique strain. And so what we wanted to do was come out with a smaller copepod versus the Tigger pods, something that would add more diversity to a reef tank or a fish-only system, and just increase the zooplankton biodiversity. And copepods also act as a cleanup crew, and they get eaten. They're a good food source for corals and fish. Yep. And so this was something that we came out with for all those reasons, and people really found that this is one that definitely populates a reef system or a new aquarium that's just started. You want to get new things in there, and this is a good bug for that purpose.
Very cool.
See if I can get a light under that for you guys.
Oh, it's so beautiful.
Yeah, and all those little specks in there, those are animals. Those are rotifers.
So cool.
And what we do is we feed them phytoplankton, and we enrich them with algae. And then, an animal eats them, a coral, a larval fish.
Well, thank you so much for the talk. Appreciate it. You guys are killing it, and everything's at reefnutrition.com, right?
Yeah, check us out at reefnutrition.com. We're on Facebook, Instagram. We have a tech support line. We have many ways for customers to reach out to us. We sell direct, but we prefer you buy from your local store if they carry us. If they don't, then you can buy direct from us. And the shipping is a little expensive, and that's why we prefer people go to their local fish store. But
if your local fish store doesn't carry it, then pester them to carry it.
Exactly. Tell them to get a fridge.
Well, exactly. Thank you so much. Appreciate the time. All right, we are with the one and the only, Dr. Tim. How are you doing?
I'm doing great.
It's good to see you.
Good to see you.
How's ReefStock been for you so far?
ReefStock's been good. Always a good show. I can come out here. There's a lot of good hobbyists in Denver and in the surrounding area.
Yeah.
So it's always nice to see people.
But you've got some new stuff. You've got some new salt here.
We got new salt. Yep.
New pumps. Let's go. Let's hit the salt first.
All right. So the salt is from Aquarium Systems France, or ASF. They've been making Instant Ocean for the rest of the world for 55 years. And this is a combination salt of very pure synthetic sea salt mixed with amino acids, enriched calcium and magnesium, also has vitamins and organics in it. So it's for all types of tanks. Reef tanks, soft coral tanks, hard coral tanks, clam tanks, you name it, this one salt can handle it all. It takes about 8 different compounds to make sea salt, and they come in at different sizes. And that's why you get separation.
Gotcha.
People open up and the top of the salt will look different from the bottom. Large particles separate from small particles. They pre-treat the particles, the compounds, before they come in, grind them to the same size, so it's consistent from top to bottom.
Very cool.
It's high purity compounds.
All right, what's this next product here?
Next product is Reef Shots. Somebody asked, did you put on here, do not drink? I didn't really think about that. These are for your reef, not for you. But what they are is, this is 24 shots. They equal 16 ounces, but you don't open the bottle and contaminate it. You twist off the top and you dump it and you shoot it right into the tank. So it's very convenient. The plastic is made with recycled plastic and is 100% recyclable. And we have 9 different varieties: Reef Booster, Color Up, Coralline Booster, Reef Elements, calcium, strontium, magnesium, iodine.
Very cool.
Very pure and easy to use.
You brought up a good point, and I don't think a lot of people really realize that every time you open the bottle, pour it in the cap or pour it in whatever, you're exposing it to the air and all the contaminants.
Right.
Something I didn't even think about.
And some of these things, like the iodine, they oxidize. They change form when they get exposed to air. So this is a much easier way to handle it and keeps all your additives much purer.
Love that. All right, moving right along, you've got some pumps here.
This I'm really excited about. This is from the ASF factory in Italy. All this is made in Italy. And there's right now 2 wave makers. Feel that. You can feel the power. Oh, yeah. Well, and when you put it with your tank, you take that thing out, because if you don't have that, try to take that apart.
What are those spacers for? Dang it.
That's it. But you can see the size of this. I mean, there's my finger, super small, but powerful. And what's really cool is that the impeller here was designed by AI. It wasn't just somebody guessing. There are software programs that you can use to design the best impeller in this. Yeah. So this thing puts out, this is the 530 gallon flow in this little pump, and it uses just a couple of amps. That's the other thing, is it's a 6-pole motor, so it's super quiet. It doesn't vibrate. But we're making this from a brand new factory, and you gotta, walk before you can run and show people you can develop quality products.
Yeah.
Like these MX pumps in 3 different sizes. Can be used internally, can be used externally. Look at the size of it. That's 260 gallons.
Wow.
This one here is the Pro, 350 gallons an hour movement.
Very cool.
And super quiet with the 6-pole technology that's in there. And the DC pumps.
And it's pretty.
And it's pretty. Why not have some style? 12 different settings, 5 pumps from 570 gallons per hour to 3,200 gallons per hour. Again, could be submersible, or you can have it outside your sump. You've got a controller with 12 set points,
Nice.
a 5-minute feed button, 6-pole design, super quiet, super energy efficient.
Very cool.
All made in Italy.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Well, Dr. Tim, always innovating.
I appreciate it.
Have a great
Thanks,
ReefStock.
Amy. No, it's been wonderful.
All right, next booth here at ReefStock, here with Judd from KRMC. Looks like you got some fun. I feel like my kids play with stuff like this sometimes. But you've got some kits out here, and this looks like a lot of fun.
Yeah, these are our reef tree kits. And so let's start with the little guy right here. This is one of our newest ones. This is our nano kit. Basically a base, a rod in the center, and 2 of our nano arches to put it together.
That's awesome. That makes aquascaping so much easier.
Yeah, it's a nice little centerpiece for a small tank.
Yeah.
And then we have kind of what was our original in the kit series, our reef tree kit. So that is 3 of our arches, a base, and a 14-inch rod.
Very cool.
Now that also comes with an extension kit that can be purchased, making it 21 inches tall.
Wow.
And this gives a lot of places for, especially for fish to hide. It creates a lot of security. And secure feeling fish are going to be out more.
Yeah. Are there multiple entry points on each rock?
Yes, so there's 3 holes on each of these arches. And so they can be configured a number of different ways.
Very cool. And just like that,
Yeah, just like that.
you escaped.
Yeah. And then the last one we have is on the other side over here. We've got our Reef Forest.
Okay.
So it's multiple pegs.
Let's go check that out.
Yeah. All right, and here's the Reef Forest. This does have the extension kit on it.
One of the things that I think of as a reefer is I can just do that by myself. I don't know if anybody has tried to drill through rock like this, but it is not fun. You guys make it so easy here.
Yeah, it can be very frustrating to drill rock. It can be done, but a lot of rock can be ruined in the process too. And so it's nice to have the holes in it already and just have it ready to be put together.
You guys also offer a range of sand,
Yes.
reef sand, all of that as well.
That's what KRMC is known for, is our substrates. The rock is a newer thing for us, but yes.
What's your favorite grade?
I'm a big fan of Bimini Pink.
Okay.
Because it has coarser pieces mixed in with the finer sand. I also like our Natural Reef, again, for the same reason. It's a mixed grade. If you've ever seen sand in the ocean, it's not very common that it's 1 to 2 millimeters.
Exactly.
And it's often got large pieces on top of a fine bed.
Well, Judd, thank you so much for taking us through all the rock.
No
Appreciate
problem.
it.
Thank you.
Have a good
All right.
ReefStock.
Yeah, you too.
We're here with Charlie with MC Aquatics. Tell us a little bit about your company and what you guys do.
Yeah, so we're first and foremost a local fish store in the Denver area. We just opened December 5th, and we're just trying to, put some new some new fresh stuff into the market. We have 4 other stores as well across the US. One in Indiana, one in Miami, one in Conroe, Texas, and one in Virginia Beach. So yeah, we're just trying to get our name out there and say, you know, we're looking to build a national brand, you know, support local fish keepers and, you know, kind of give them something very consistent that they can trust in. You know, it's kind of a different market now. People used to go to their local fish store, but new ones pop up here and there, or they disappear. There's nothing that's consistent. And, you know, a lot of the times they're a lot smaller, you know, they don't have the capability to have certain things, certain livestock, you know, fish or dry goods, and we're just trying to be able to support people with stuff that they want to see in person.
Very cool. Well, what does ReefStock mean to you?
This is our first show, you know, not just ReefStock, but in this kind of industry.
Okay.
So
yeah.
we weren't really sure what we were, you know, what to expect coming in, but it's been amazing. I mean, you know, just the amount of people stop by. I mean, the support from the staff at Reef Builders as well has been great, and you know, we're trying to, you know, understand this market more and understand what the customers want and stuff. And I mean, there's no better place than what this show's done for us. I mean, yeah, we'll definitely be back next year, that's for sure.
Awesome. Well, it's good to see you, Charlie.
Yep.
Good to meet you.
Likewise.
Have a good show.
You too.
Well, that does it for day 1 of ReefStock Denver. It is in the books. You know, it's exciting to be around a group of hobbyists and vendors who are all so excited about reef keeping. Of course, the vendors are always innovating, which is awesome. I was personally very excited about the assortment of corals. It's nice to see that prices on torches and philia have come down a lot. Also, fairly priced anemones and carpet nems, things you don't see very often when it comes to a frag show. And oh, the bouquets of gonies. It was so nice to see all of the different corals at ReefStock on day 1. Join me for ReefStock day 2 in the next video.